She screamed before I even sat down. "He's just a homeless veteran." The words echoed, bouncing off the courtroom walls like accusations fired from a loaded gun. I didn't look at her. I hadn't for weeks. Months, maybe. She used to whisper that I was her hero. Now she flung my past at me like it was dirt under her manicured nails. I walked slowly toward the bench. In my hand, a single manila envelope, creased, thick, quiet. The judge glanced at me, then at the file. He didn't say much. He didn't need to. He opened it, read it, paused, and then he looked up, his voice colder than marble. "Lock the doors." The bailiff obeyed. You could hear the deadbolt echo. "No one leaves this room." Her new husband shifted uncomfortably beside her. Her mother's hand trembled around her pearls. And her? She didn't move. She couldn't. Her eyes locked onto mine like she was just now realizing I'd never been broken. Just quiet. And now? She remembered what I was like when I stopped talking. 6 months ago, I stood outside the schoolyard gates while my daughter clung to my leg. "Do I have to go back with them?" she whispered. I told her yes, but something cracked behind my ribs. A week later, my lawyer called. "She's going for full custody. Claims you're unstable, homeless, unfit." I laughed. Cold, bitter, unfit. The woman who used to sob on my chest while I cleaned my own bullet wounds now decided I wasn't safe for my own child. She married fast after our divorce. Too fast. Some guy with straight teeth and a wallet thicker than his spine. A finance manager. He wore my watch once. Mine. The one my daughter made with beads and dental floss. She didn't even notice it missing. They smiled in every photo. New house, new car, new father for my daughter. I stayed quiet, because noise never wins in court. Truth does. Eventually. I lived out of a borrowed truck, not because I was broke, but because I wanted them to think I was. Let them feel bold, secure. Let them dig their own grave. I documented everything. Photos, phone records, text messages. Her husband had secrets. 2 numbers, one name that kept showing up on both. A client named Eva. Midnight calls, hotel receipts, a second apartment. Her mother had secrets too. She babysat my daughter, then used that time to raid the trust fund I'd set up. The paper trail was buried, but not invisible. Even the school counselor had things to say, quietly, off the record. She cries when they pick her up, says she wishes she could stay with you. I nodded, smiled, thanked her. Then I requested full access to the therapy records and paid a forensic accountant, and waited. The report arrived in a plain white folder, stamped, verified, signed, fraud, custodial interference, emotional neglect, infidelity, misappropriation of funds from a minor's trust. I stared at the words for a long time, not because I was surprised, but because they were real now, solid, tangible. Truth doesn't need a voice, it just needs paper. I didn't call her. I didn't warn anyone. I simply filed the petition, walked into court, and handed it over. The moment her eyes found the judge's expression, her face changed. That moment, the one where confidence melts into dread, it's quiet, beautiful. She looked at me like I'd spoken a language she forgot she knew, the one I used in war, the one I used before her. The judge read aloud the summary of the findings. Not loudly, but slowly. Each syllable struck like a hammer. Fraud, neglect, deceit. Her new husband stood up halfway through. "Your Honor, this is absurd." "Sit down," the judge ordered. He did. Her mother didn't speak, just pulled her shawl tighter like it could cover her shame. And her? She stared at me, not with anger, with fear. Because I never yelled, never screamed, never fought her in public. But I had been watching, planning, and now delivering. Motion for immediate custody transfer is approved. the judge said, then looked back at her. We'll also be referring this case to the district attorney. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. She never spoke. There was nothing left to say. Afterward, my daughter sat beside me in the parking lot. We shared a chocolate bar. She smiled. I didn't. She doesn't need to know the truth. Not yet. One day, maybe, but not now. I watched her draw on the dusty window with her finger. Hearts, stars, a stick figure with 2 hands. I'll teach her what truth means. That it doesn't need to scream to be heard. It just needs to be ready. I looked back at the courthouse. Once, that place terrified me. Now, it's just a building. Like a battlefield after the bodies are gone. She'll never forget today, not because of what was said, but because of what wasn't. I didn't take her dignity. I let her watch it collapse. And the final punchline was whispered, not shouted. I was never homeless. I was hunting.